So as expected, the exports did wonders for Bajaj Auto in Q1 FY22, wherein we see almost in line set of numbers coming in from the company, except for the margins. But firstly, let's look at the headline numbers this time. So the revenues were up almost 140% on a YOY basis, with the numbers at 7,386 crores, while in profit terms that was almost double from what the company recorded last year, with numbers at 1,061 crores. The EBITDA was a marginal miss on what the expectation was at 1,019 crores, on account of which the EBITDA margin was quite lower from what our expectation was. We were expecting margins to be at 16.3%, but that actually clocked in at 15.1%, and that's also 260 basis points lower from what the company recorded in terms of margin in the last quarter. The company did mention that the second COVID wave was quite tough for them, and especially that affected their domestic demand, where they witnessed weaker demand in the domestic market, but that was partially offset with a strong export across all major geographies. The EBITDA margin was largely impacted on three counts, and three factors were attributed by the company. Firstly was the lower revenue from the operations, which resulted in a loss of spread of their fixed cost by 160 basis points. Secondly, the company did mention that the increase in the cost of the raw materials and the net of the increase in the prices resulted in the lower EBITDA margin, and that made a hit of 220 basis points on the margins. But along with this, the company did mention that this was partially offset from the high realization in dollar terms and improved mix. So that both of these factors somewhat tried to provide support to the margins of the company. The other highlights were quite also positive from the company, where the company mentioned that in this second COVID wave itself, they still managed to gain market share. They highlighted that in the domestic market, their motorcycle market share was seen at 19.7% in Q1 FY22 against 17.3% in Q4 of FY21. Along with this, in their CV segment, the company did highlight that their volumes are still a fraction of their pre-pandemic level, but herein as well, the company is a leader and they have been gaining market share in the domestic market, where the market share was currently seen at 65.3% in the quarter gone by versus 56.3% in the last quarter. So in both of these segments, the company has been gaining market share in the domestic market, and along with that, we see that the exports have been doing really well, where the company did witness high realization in dollar terms this time. And after the results, we see that there has been an uptick in the stock, and the stock is trading 2 percentage points above its price that was in the trade session earlier today. Along with this, we are waiting for more of the comments from the company, wherein we are expecting what are the commentary on the upcoming and the expected launches from the company, how are the chip shortages impacting the company, and how are they seeing that the margins can also take a hit going forward. So for more of these details, we'll be waiting for the management commentary on that in their con call. But as per the headline numbers, it seems to be really good numbers, where the company is witnessing high realization in dollar terms, the exports are doing well, and in the domestic market, they have been gaining market share. So good numbers from Bajaj Auto.